Welcome to the Holonet podcast. I'm Simon, and tonight I have Bixby and the guy who has yet to pick a name for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Tonight we'll be talking about what has the community up in arms, early game access, how it was moved up 2 days ahead of schedule. We'll be talking about the 3 different modes for raiding and for flashpoints. We'll be talking about armor matching and how it's going to be reinstated. The different crafting and scavenging skills that will be available at launch. And we'll be talking about a article released by Tom's Hardware about hardware to really run the Old Republic at max settings. Alrighty guys, how are you?
Good.
Good?
I'm doing alright.
Aaron, how about you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good? It's good to hear, I guess. Alright, so, are you guys excited? Early access is just a couple days away.
I know, it got pushed up 2 days ahead of time?
Yeah, it did. I have no idea why, but I'm not complaining.
A couple is 2 and it's not for 5.
What?
No, it's a full 7 days now.
Yeah, but I mean it doesn't happen until 5 days later, and a couple is actually 2.
Yeah, what point are you trying to make?
You're an idiot.
How am I an idiot?
It doesn't matter.
It got moved up
I'm
2
excited.
days ahead of schedule from the 15th to the 13th.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I read somewhere that on the last day it shuts down until the actual launch date. Is that true?
You mean like the 19th it shuts down?
Yeah.
No, I think I just read it wrong. But that's what I thought when I first read it.
Where did you hear about that?
Probably Reddit.
Yeah, I think it was Reddit too.
Oh, shit. Such reliable source of information.
Well, it's better than Wikipedia.
Jinx. That was funny.
Yeah, funny. But yeah, that would suck. A lot of people are actually a little upset that there will probably be quite a few 50s already in the game at launch.
Yeah, I'll probably be one.
Yeah,
the 50s.
so will I.
I will probably be level 20.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm working, so I'll probably be like level 2.
Yeah, same.
Okay, well, what am I going to do? Sit at Jake's house all day and play while he's at work?
If you want.
Well, maybe you could get a job.
Oh, I'm going down to his house, but he's working.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
I know.
It's okay, we sleep together.
Say private. Alright. So on the note of the release date coming, what do you guys think about the no grace period?
Fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em?
So, can you explain what the grace period is?
Okay, basically what the grace period is a period of time in between early access and when the game actually gets to their house. So a lot of people, mostly people that ordered the collector's edition, basically while it's being shipped, they're not going to be able to play because they're not giving the people with early access time after the 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need the actual code from the game.
Yeah.
Which they might get a day or 2 later.
Yeah, that's the issue that has them quite up in arms.
I think the only reason you would buy it in store is if you wanted the collector's edition.
Yeah, I honestly don't understand why they would do it any other way. Unless you have a super slow download speed. But even then it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
You need to get grease for that seat.
What?
Your seat is really squeaky.
Oh, sorry, my cat is like attacking stuff under my monitor.
Kill it.
Yeah, kill it.
I'll lock my seat. Oh god.
Okay. You do that.
That didn't help.
But yeah, so apparently, even though there's not going to be a grace period, BioWare says that they're working with the retailers to get codes out to people beforehand.
Yeah,
so like Amazon and Walmart.
I see that as very unlikely.
Maybe not.
Well, no, they can try. I just don't see a lot of the people doing it. Like, I don't think Walmart would.
Well, actually,
didn't Walmart just cancel their pre-orders accidentally?
I don't think that was false. That was false.
Oh, okay.
What?
That was a rumor.
That would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, Walmart sent out a false email to everybody saying that their pre-orders got canceled. And then they sent out another email saying that email was a fake. Not a fake, but a mistake.
April Fools.
Would have made a lot of nerds really upset.
I'm sure they would have got, like, flamed as hell for it.
Probably. Alright, let's talk about advanced class respecing. What are your guys' opinions?
That's currently not allowed? Right?
That's currently not in the game.
They said they're going to have spec changes, but not advanced class, just so
Yes.
you know. Yeah.
So, the advanced class you pick at level 10, you will not be able to change. They say that it's something they may put in later down the road, but currently it's not.
I mean, people are going to spend a lot of time in the game and putting a lot of time in the single character. I think it's only right that you're able to switch. I mean...
Okay, I don't like you anymore.
I think it screws up the whole endgame, though.
Does it?
If they have the respecking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it does too.
Yeah. Because people will be rolling on gear that isn't actually their spec.
That's true.
Yeah, I think roles will be too easily filled.
The only thing is...
rating.
The only thing is like... You're screwed. You would have to make a new character, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But see, that's the thing, like, if there's respec, what happens in WoW is people just go the spec for that particular instance or raid or whatever, and they don't actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they'll switch to another. Like, if you have to be one spec, you have to learn it, rather than being two specs and being bad at both of them. Which I think makes raiding easier at the end game anyway.
Well, the thing is that, I mean, you pretty much have 2 to 3 different specs inside each advanced class. So it's not a huge, like, setback in my mind. Like, if you go Commando, you can either heal, or you can carry a big-ass gun. Or Vanguard, you can either, like, DPS or tank. So,
Well,
I mean, it's not so constricting as people think.
I don't know, Jedi Guardian can still either tank or DPS, but mainly it's tank.
DPS sucks dick right now.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think that there is possibly a way to please both parties. Like, fuck, I said, god damn it. Fucking shit.
Language,
Basically, dude, this is a R-rated podcast.
For PG-13.
Alrighty.
Okay. No, but what I was saying is I heard some guy on Reddit had some pretty interesting insights, and he basically said that allow respecking up to a certain level. So if you try it out, we're not respecking, re-advanced specking. So you can try it up to a different level, like 30 or 40, and if you don't like it by then, you can switch. But after a certain level, it's locked into place. What are your guys' views on that?
Well, it kind of gives you, like, two choices. Like, you pick the class, and then it's like, are you sure? And then it's like, are you sure again after you pick it. So I think it gives you enough chance.
That doesn't mean that you'll actually like playing that class down the road.
I don't think you really have to worry about that, because they do have 3 specs in each spec, so, or in each advanced class.
I think level 10's a little early to choose an advanced class, and not having the option to change it ever again.
Well, I think it's because you can't do instances if you didn't have the... Like, the advanced classes have, like, taunt and things in, right? So,
yes.
if you didn't... I mean, they could obviously rearrange all of that, right? But...
I think in the long run, you can definitely screw yourself up, especially new players.
I mean, it doesn't take long to get to level 10, though.
Yeah, but the only issue I see is, like, an example is the Consular. The Sage and the Shadow are 2 completely different, like, classes of their own. And if you don't like playing, like, if you before, when you go 1 to 10, you don't really get a feel for either of them.
Yeah.
Which is the thing. I mean, having a double-bladed lightsaber and the skills that you get with it is completely different and, like, something you don't experience in the first 10 levels. And if you don't like that later down the road, you're kind of stuck with it. But you had no insight prior to that. So I think that maybe cutting it off at 30 would probably be the best bet to please everybody. or a certain level at least.
I'm still sticking with fuck him. Actually, that was for the grace period, but it's going to apply to this too.
Is that going to be your answer to everybody?
Anakin would say it.
Anakin? What would Anakin do?
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Alright. Next topic, armor matching. Now, for those that don't know what this is, in earlier builds of the beta, they had a ability to match the color of your armor to whatever the color your chest piece was. Now, they took this out. I'm not sure exactly why, whether it was bugs or they didn't like how it was functioning. They say they're going to put it back, but a lot of people were really upset about it, and they don't know when it's actually going to be coming back.
I don't really care.
You don't really care?
I don't... I mean, that was kind of the fun in the original first couple of expansions of WoW. Was to like, even if you wanted to look a particular way, you got all the items. And then when you finally got the set, you're like, woohoo!
Yeah, but that's kind of wasteful, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if you're basing your game on aesthetics, sure, why not? But it's basically what WoW has now as well, where you can change your armor if you already own it. So if you own the piece, then you can change the armor. Actually, I think that's a better system. If you still have to get the item, but once you've got it, you can switch any piece to look like it. Right? How does this one
do
work?
that in WoW?
Yeah, like if you had
So
a
weird.
shoulder piece, you could equip it, and then that style would be in your change. And then if you got a different shoulder piece that looked terrible, you could make it look like one you already own.
That is fucking horrendous.
You can-
I really dislike that.
You can
I think
do
it's
that
better
in
than
WoW?
the Star Wars one.
I know. Why? I mean, for me, it was like you were defined by your armor. And if you can
You're not
have...
changing the stats.
The only thing that
You're putting a different stats on the skin.
the only
Jake, you have background noise. You need to cut
I
it
do?
off.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that the same thing Star Wars is doing?
No. There is a mod system, which basically, the base stats stay the same, but you can change modifications. It's like gemming, but to a little further extent.
Oh, I thought it was to do with color.
It's only color, but it's not actually design.
So the armor, if you have the chest piece, you can make your whole armor match it, or you can't.
Okay, think of it this way. It doesn't necessarily apply to consulars and Jedi Knights because they have long robes and like it encompasses a majority of their body. But I've seen screenshots of smugglers or especially troopers, like blue boots, green pants, red top, orange helmet, and they look like a fucking rainbow.
This
And it
just
would-
changes the color.
It would change the color to the color of the chest piece.
I had that problem in WoW. Like for my paladin, I remember like the best setup was pretty like different gear and some BOEs and stuff.
Does anybody else hear his mic being complete shit?
Yeah.
Really? Like what?
No, that's back
That's
okay.
better. You
Okay.
have background noise, dude. You need to...
There's nothing. I took off my headset. There's no sound.
Do you hear it, Aaron?
No.
Alright,
Well,
whatever.
other than his goldfish waterfall, but
Yeah, that's what it is, I think.
It
I
should
can
be.
actually see the bar on my Audacity going up with it. But that's off topic, okay. Let's talk about the different game modes that are going to be available for raiding and flashpoints. Alright, so here's some basic overview of it. And I just want to note, these are not necessarily facts, but this is all the information I could find on the forums of it, especially Nightmare Mode, which has gone through some revamps in the past few patches. Alright, so basically there's going to be 3 levels of difficulty. It's going to be normal, hard mode, and nightmare mode. Hard mode and nightmare mode share a lockout. Normal drops normal level gear, normal crystals, and normal tokens. Hard mode is basically scaled up versions of that, and an average of 5% health and a 10% damage increase. Now, nightmare mode is where it gets interesting, because not only is information really scarce, but apparently it's been scaled way up. So, it's basically like a heroic mode of sorts. So,
That'll be pretty cool.
yeah, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm actually quite excited for it.
Yeah.
I was telling Aaron this yesterday, but I think that having a mode for the elite of the elite and allowing them to actually get better gear than everybody else was something that I missed in WoW as later expansions came out. Because even though I couldn't have the gear of the guy standing in Org with the big-ass shoulders, still felt awesome looking at him.
I really hope it's something they do where similar in WoW, where they would make it so a certain amount of guilds had to unlock it before you can get to it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I hope they do that. Cause
yeah, that's something I was actually going to hit on, is from what I've heard, you have to complete a hard mode to get to Nightmare mode.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't actually see, like, I don't think it would be possible to do normal mode and go to Nightmare anyway, like, gear-wise. If you're doing normal, gear wouldn't match up to Nightmare,
no,
so...
probably not.
It does, I mean, I don't really have a problem with that.
But, I mean, you never know.
So... But I've also been hearing that Nightmare mode can also be put back onto flashpoints and tune them for level 50s.
You didn't hear this off Reddit, did you?
I heard that part off Reddit, yes.
Okay, what did you tell us about Reddit earlier?
That it's less reliable than a wiki.
That's what we said.
That's what you said.
No, we said it's more reliable than a wiki.
I forget what I said. But this guy seemed like a source I could trust, so I decided to put it in. But some information is better than none.
Nick, what did you say?
And people seem to reaffirm it. Dude, your mic is like... You're like underwater.
But I'm not. I don't know what's wrong.
Who knows?
I'm just going to pretend he's in here. So, I don't really understand what would the point in having Nightmare modes for old flashpoints be?
I don't know.
As far as I was aware, Nightmares were only for raids. Sorry, operations.
That's what I thought too at first, but...
It doesn't make sense to have them for anything other than
that you can go back and play old flashpoints because they're tuned for... I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, like what really is Nightmare mode, because it's applied to this, like, prestige of operations, but on the other hand, it's where you can go back and run previous flashpoints. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it having a shared name.
I mean, it depends on the gear difference. The gear difference can't be so substantial that you alienate your hard mode players, but it's got to be better enough that you feel special for getting it.
Yeah.
Because, you can't have a point where people like only recruiting or only letting people join my group if they're in Nightmare Guild or gear.
Well, having Nightmare gear would kind of be redundant, wouldn't it? Because, I mean, yeah, you need Nightmare gear to do Nightmare mode. I mean, I'm sure if somebody's farming some of the...
if you've got, like, the low Nightmare mode, like the original operation, and then there's the Tier 2 operation, which requires...
What do you mean Tier 2 operation?
Okay, so you have your starting operation, right? Like, they're not the same difficulty. Yeah. And then they go up, they probably require higher gear, so you might be able to get away with hard gear, and then eventually, like, the climactic end of the operations, you might have to have Nightmare gear or something like that, I don't know.
Who knows?
Nightmare for the first operation might be like normal gear for the last operation type thing.
Yeah. So, in regards to the lockouts, this is where I've also heard two different things. Some people say that hard mode and Nightmare mode share a lockout, but is separate from normal. But you can only do either what you can do a single normal mode and a single hard mode / Nightmare mode in either 8 or 16. So you can't do two of the same one. So you either have to pick 8 or 16 to do your hard mode or in normal.
That's good.
Yeah. The more I think about it, I think I like that system better.
Yeah.
Is there a large loot difference between 8 and 16? Is it like stat difference, or there's more loot in the 16 than the 8?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the stat difference is in the 16 than the 8. But I'm not too sure. So.
I don't really care about the lockouts, to be honest. I mean, weekly lockouts are pretty... I think most MMO players are used to them, so I don't think it's really going to matter.
Yeah.
Neither do I. I think that it's actually good, because if people were able to run the instance 4 times in a week, I think they would. and I think that would probably be bad.
Yeah, I think it gets to the point where you can literally just start, like the game can give you the ability to overgear yourself too fast, like by making it like that. I mean, obviously I don't know how easy it's going to be to ninja stuff in this game, but you don't want to make it so easy that everyone's gear is like fucking amazing in the first 2 weeks.
I doubt it'll probably get like that way.
No, but he's saying if there was no like
lockouts. If there wasn't the lockouts.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I could definitely see that happening too.
Yeah, I could too. On the same note as raiding, apparently, For the Horde announced that they are quitting WoW, and they are officially going to Star Wars.
How did you know that?
I read it, but then it was a link to another site, to their site.
I actually don't know who For the Horde are anyway.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played WoW for 2 years, so.
Well, 2 years was about the time that they played. For the Horde, since about 2 years ago, since Wrath of the Lich King, they've probably been top 5 in the world. So, and they recently all quit and are going to Star Wars after they played the beta. So it kind of makes me hopeful that a lot of other high-end guilds will switch over.
I don't know if I want that, to be honest.
Really?
Well, I don't, because I mean, like, that's just like a bunch of really organized super players starting in a brand new game.
Why are you scared of super players?
That's exactly how I think every time I come to a new MMO, like wanting to be like the best of the best.
You know,
yeah, you
your
sound
new
like
internet
a robot.
is like a robot.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's your internet.
I don't. As long as all the guilds don't end up on the same server, and it's like I feel like a shitty. Oh, I'm only wearing hard mode gear, and they're wearing this super nightmare elite badass gear. That's what it would probably be called.
Yeah, but I think for the raiding environment to thrive, we're gonna have to have quite a few of these guilds switch over.
Yeah, but I don't think it should thrive for the first month or two. I think raiding should be kind of a mystery. If you have a lot of high-end guilds, they might go through it too fast.
I think it will be, but
the less that's known about raids, the better, in my opinion, for the first month or two. Because you won't just be like, oh, how do I do this boss? Let's wiki it.
Well, maybe we'll see a lot of guilds switch over pretty soon, because
when
apparently...
you say, like, the whole guild? Or just the guild leader has said that the major raiders are going over?
I think he was quoted saying that the majority of their guild played and liked Star Wars and was switching over, and they were fully quitting WoW. So they at least have enough players to raid.
Okay, that makes sense.
But their WoW division is disbanding. So, yeah. Pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, let's talk about the gathering skills and crew skills in general. So, you guys have had a few weeks to skim over them. What's your general impression about how it works? For those who didn't play in the beta, the crew skills are basically crafting and gathering skills, except they're not like the ones you're used to. Most of the stuff is done remotely through your companions that aren't actually with you. And basically, archaeology, for example, is a little bit of the traditional sense, where you go around and you pick up crystals. But let's say, treasure hunting. Basically, you send your companion out, and it says a certain amount of time, and it costs a certain amount of credits, and then he comes back and it levels it up, and you get a reward for whatever he did. So, and that same goes for crafting. You can set them to craft stuff, and once they get the materials. So, how did you guys like them?
I like them. I've fully read all the stuff, and I think it looks pretty good.
I'm going to try a couple of them. We'll sort of see which ones, because I think right now you can't really tell which ones are going to be the moneymaker ones and which ones are going to be making really good gear. I don't know, I found that like in most games there's one profession out of all of them that ends up sucking once you hit the max level. It's really good before that, and it's just once you hit the max level it's terrible, so I think I'm probably just going to go safe and have one which makes armor, and then I'm going to have the corresponding gathering skills for it, / mission skills.
That's probably what I'm going to do too. I'm either probably going to go artifice or synth weaving and then go underworld trading. And I think it's treasure hunting or scavenging that goes along with it. Or if I don't go with that, I'll probably go with a money-making skill.
I like the names that they came up with.
Which one in particular?
Just all around. Just all of them. I thought they were a little creative.
You think underworld training and treasure hunting is creative?
Well,
I think
their crafting skills are. Bioanalysis is... Like, they all correspond to stuff that you would expect, though, so it's not like you see the name and you go, oh, this doesn't make sense.
What I mean is, like, you see, like, armor mech and arms tech, you don't see, like, blacksmithing type of thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is Star Wars. You wouldn't expect it to be blacksmithing.
I would be surprised if a fucking orc comes out and starts with an anvil and just making my armor.
By the way, to anybody listening, on our website, torsource.net, we'll have a graph of the crafting skills and a corresponding gathering skills chart. You'll be able to check it out and see, like, what goes with what. So, there's also mission skills, which are specifically what I was talking about when you send your person away, a companion away when you don't need them. And those are underworld trading, treasure hunting, investigation, and diplomacy. Diplomacy is pretty interesting because you're able to send your companion out on a mission for like 129 credits, and he comes back and he gives you either light side or dark side points, depending on which type of mission you sent him on. Which I found that a pretty cool and unique crafting skill. Or not crafting skill, but a crew skill.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
So are there any that you don't like in general?
I would have to try them all before I could say that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I actually ever will try them all, just because of how the game works. I don't think it's as easy to... Like in WoW, you could just have a character just for professions. You only needed to get like a certain level before they became useful. I think because of the story progression they have in Star Wars, you'll probably need to be a high level to make the thing useful.
I don't remember if it's true or if I misread it, but you have to actually loot items to create stuff and flashpoints, or did I
like
just read that
schematics or
I must have read it wrong.
maybe like certain things like artifice requires archaeology, which basically if you go around and run around and you'll see little crystals on the ground that you can pick up. Yeah. So
yes, I see. Crafting schematics can be gained as loot through the investigation mission skill.
Yeah.
That's probably what I was talking about.
Yeah. Apparently, there's schematics that drop in raids that have like the highest end gear. So it's not like you'll need a crafter just to craft the gear to get you there. Apparently, the crafting is going to be really up to par with a lot of the raiding gear. So like synth weaving and a lot of the other like armor and weapon skills, you'll be right up. Like you can craft your own gear. That'll be the top of the top, which I find pretty cool. That wasn't always the case with WoW. It was rarely the case actually.
Well, they would give you good items to start off for 25 men.
Yeah. So.
The item level 245s at least for Rise of the Lich King.
That's true. I guess as WoW kind of progressed, it got a little bit better.
We'll see. I think professions will be something that evolve. It's if they evolve with the operations, or if they, like, you know, if the gear that you can make goes up with the operations that come out, or if it gets left behind and it becomes pointless to an extent.
I think that the importance of each skill will vary depending on the stage of the game and how the game progresses. Like slicing right now, it's like the best money-making skill but I see it becoming less important as you get to a higher level. Alright. Now, let's talk about the review that Tom's Hardware did on Star Wars The Old Republic and what it really takes to run it at high settings. Now, we'll post a link to this on our website so you can check it out and really see the graphs. But basically what it's saying is has graphs of each different resolution, and if you're running at 1280 by 1024, maximum detail, 4 times anti-aliasing, and 4 times TRSSAA. I know what that is, but I forget what it means. But yeah,
is it a tessellated filtering?
I believe so. Don't quote me on that though. So
that's fine. I won't.
Good. All right, the GeForce GTX 460 runs in about 53.5 average FPS with a low of 37. So that's actually a lot lower than I was expecting. But that's a pretty small resolution. That's not the best up-to-date card, but that's a card that probably a majority of gamers have in their computer right now. So, still at the same resolution, the GTX 570 runs in at 51 average frames per second and comes in at a minimum of 42. And the Radeon 6970 really pulls ahead and has 56 average FPS and a minimum of 47. So that's pretty playable all the way through. And it also has numbers for the GTX 460. Oh wow, the 460 that I listed off earlier was an SLI. So if you have a 460, you'll get 30 FPS average and 24 minimum.
Did you know if the test was during like general running around or if it was during major cities?
I don't think
I honestly have no idea.
I'll go look at it real fast and see if they said anything, but I didn't see anything regarding about that.
Yeah. So if you're running at 1680 by 1050, the numbers are pretty much the same. They drop by maybe an average of 5. The 6970 has a 46.9 average with a 37 minimum. The 6850 has 23 average and a 17 minimum. I kind of find that hard to really imagine, but we'll see. And for 1920 by 1080, the highest resolution they have, the only card that they actually recommend for this is the 6970, which the card that they recommend that they tested is the 6970. It had a 42 average and a 33 minimum. All the other ones were in the 20s for the minimum and low 30s for the average. So taking a look at these specs, what do you guys think?
Honestly, I really hope this is rating, because if this is just walking around...
This isn't rating. I really doubt this is rating.
I don't know what it is, but I don't remember... I don't know if... Did you guys check your FPS when you were in game?
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
Yeah, I did.
But we also didn't have anti-aliasing available to us.
Well, okay, so we would qualify... Oh, no, that's not it.
Because that's on high, that's not on ultra, right? So it's on high, but has anti-aliasing.
Yes, this is ultra with 4 times anti-aliasing.
It is ultra.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, and those specs are going to be in place during release.
How much FPS did you guys have during the beta?
I had 70 plus, and I'm on a 6870.
Okay. We pretty much had the same card, so I should have been about 70, 65.
Yeah. So.
I think the lowest I went was 120.
Well, you have a 6990, you rich bastard.
How much?
So.
120.
Nice.
But like, I don't even think it matters how good. Ooh, shit! I hit my mic. I don't even think it matters how good your graphics card or processor is. There's a certain point in an MMO where it's gonna plummet to some unreasonable amount anyway. Like you have to expect that going into an MMO. If you hit a capital city and everyone's dancing and like shooting lightning around, it's probably gonna go to like 30.
Yeah, I really have. I don't take these numbers too seriously, because that's at the highest settings, and the game, you don't necessarily need anti-aliasing. It's one of those things that you can do without pretty easily, and it's a really big resource hog, so I'm not too overly surprised. So I don't think the average gamer will really have trouble, but
Yeah,
It's weird because it runs on a dual-core processor fine.
yeah, well, see,
So
that's the thing. It's kind of unlike what you would expect, that an MMO would be pretty CPU heavy, but apparently it's not. So
yeah, I'm reading the comments on the Tom Hardware, and a guy commented saying he was playing on high settings with a 8800 DT NVIDIA and a dual-core processor.
I don't trust him.
I have no reason not to trust him. I mean, I don't
The
know.
8800 GT.
That was the top of the line in the 8000 series, and it was actually better than 9800s, or the 9000 series, I believe.
yeah, but there was the 200 and the 400 series in between.
Well, no, there's the thing with graphics cards is there's a difference. A graphics card can be worse and still be better at the same time. Like, it can be better at anti-aliasing, but worse at something else.
yeah.
So,
Like, NVIDIA cards generally are better at God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Tessellation. Yeah. So
I think if you knocked your mic a bit more, that would be awesome.
it would be.
Yeah.
So, I think we covered that pretty easily. Again, that link to Tom's hardware review will be on our website. So if you want to check it out and see how you'll fare up, head over there. But the game, again, will be out in a few days, so you'll know for yourself. Alright, another little news. In regards to the guild, the guild program that they had on the website, apparently the servers that they put guilds on will be up the day of the pre-release. And so basically if you're in on the first day, your server will be automatically up. If you're in a guild, your server will be automatically up, and you'll know which one it is. So I think that's actually good, so you don't have to make a character on another server while you wait for your server that your guild's on to go up, and basically all your progress is for naught. And it'll also be up for people that are getting in later. All right. Well, I think
thanks for that.
Yeah, it was something I found interesting that Stephen Reed commented on in the forums. It sounded a lot more interesting when I read it, but whatever. I think that's about it for our agenda. Can you guys think of anything else to talk about?
4 more days
And fuck.
until
Wow.
I go full no life.
Well, it's not 4. It's just turned to the 9th. So
Okay. Oh.
It's
Oh, my
it's
bad.
4.
it's 4. Okay. Well, technically, okay, it's 4.
Kinda. It depends how you look at it.
Yeah. So
No, it's 4.
Shut up.
whatever. It's 4.
No, wait, are they basing their stuff on East Coast or West Coast? So like on the beta server, there wasn't any West Coast servers.
Yes, there
Yeah,
were later
was-
on.
I know there was one.
There was?
Yeah,
Nick and I
they
played
had
on this.
more West Coast servers up as time progressed throughout the weekend beta.
Okay.
Alright. Anything else?
I think
How
that's
excited
it.
are you guys?
Pretty excited.
I'm pretty excited too. I've been bored for like months.
I know you
Months.
haven't been playing Skyrim recently. Maybe that's why.
I know. No, I kind of killed it. I went straight for smithing and got all my Daedric armor and Daedric weapons. But yeah. So, we're going to be implementing a new segment at the end of every show. If you have questions, go to our website, torsource.net, and in the podcast section, we'll have a thread for questions that you can ask us, and we'll answer them at the end of each show. As I just said, our website is torsource.net. It is also the home of Dynasty, which is our guild that we are all co-founders of. We also have a community that we're trying to build there. It's going slow, but we hope that it'll grow and be into a pretty kick-ass group of people. We also have a new Holonet page where you can see all the information, what we talk about in each episode, and a place to listen for it. And that's thanks to our wonderful website guy, Bixby. We also have a new guides page that's going to be going up once the game goes live. Basically, we're going to be posting guides to flashpoints, just interesting things in general. And once we hit 50 and start rating, we will be posting guides to bosses as we progress through them. So,
enlightening.
There's one more thing I want to mention.
Alright.
You mentioned how they can submit questions on...
Yes.
Yeah. We also have a Justin TV, Twitch TV account. Although we have not set up a official time due to our schedule changes at work. But we're going to try getting like a normal meeting together every week so we can do our podcast, and we'll live stream it there. And you guys can go to the question, or go ask us questions on the live stream as well.
Yes, that is true. And hopefully we'll be getting a Twitter, so you can also tweet us questions.
Yeah, we need a Twitter.
We also need Nick to get a better mic.
I'm working on it, dude. I'll get one for Christmas.
Fucking
Make
poor
a
child.
Christmas
Along
present
with your
myself.
mouse and a new hard drive, or a new hard
It's like
drive
the nerdiest
and
Christmas
a
ever.
GPU.
Alright, well, let's talk about Christmas while we're at it, since Christmas is right around the corner. What are you guys hoping to get?
I have everything.
Oh my god, you're such a prick.
Okay,
Alright,
let's
Jake,
see.
what are you hoping to get?
What I want versus what I want. Okay, let's see. I want a new bodyboard because, you know, my other one took a shit,
Yeah.
kinda took on a big wave, and my board almost snapped in half. Other than that, what I want, but I'm not gonna get, is I would love to slide my graphics cards, my 6872 gigabyte. I would also like a SSD. I would also like lifetime internet.
Lifetime internet, 100 megabit download?
I'll ask Santa.
Santa doesn't give you lifetime internet.
Well, I don't want partial lifetime internet.
Well, you're gonna be dead soon anyway. Nick's gonna have cancer. You're gonna go to his funeral. Problem solved.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god. Alright. Well, that's it for this
Actually,
episode.
there is something I would like for Christmas.
Alright, with that.
No, actually, I'm not gonna say it because I don't know. It's racist.
Oh my god.
Wow.
But if anyone's from England, it involves the you-know-who's.
You know what? Hey, is it cool if I pull up the website on the live stream real fast and show everybody?
Yeah,
No.
go ahead.
Can we get a...
Hold on.
No one's watching the live... I don't...
Dude, it
This
doesn't matter. It's going to go on YouTube anyways.
Yeah, this is going to be on YouTube.
Do you know how
guys,
the file will be?
guys are listening to the episode on our website via podcast, and you want to see... You'd already be on the website, so fuck it. Never mind.
What does this button do? You know,
I
we've
just
been...
push it.
Okay.
Alright. Well, I think that'll about do it.
I'm showing our website right now. You can keep talking.
Keep talking.
We're gonna
Okay.
talk about...
I'll say what I want for Christmas. Well, Jake kind of stole my Christmas list. I'm hoping to get another 6870.
It's like the
I'm
biggest
also-
nerd Christmas.
Yeah. Well, what else would I want?
Something less nerdy. A girlfriend.
Why would I ask for a girlfriend for Christmas? I am happily single right now.
No, you're not.
I've been in a relationship for the past, few years. Different relationships, but consecutively. And they're kind of a pain in the ass.
There's something I want to clear up while we're on the subject. Earlier I mentioned that when he comes by that we sleep in the same bed. We are not homosexual.
No, we're not.
We've just been best friends for a long time.
Yeah.
They are homosexuals.
Homosexuals?
Yeah. I'm being
No, we're
I'm
not.
being politically correct. You guys are just fucking douchebag.
Alright. I'll accept that. It's not true, but
Oh, it's true.
it's not true. So yeah, I'm hoping for a graphics card to Crossfire, not SLI. Hoping for a SSD. I think that's about it. Oh, and I want to get a Naga because I think the buttons on the side look cool. And not look cool, but I think they'd be functional since Star Wars seems to have a lot of buttons. Useful buttons. Are you done yet, Jake?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright. That'll wrap it. Go and register on torosaurus.net. Post on the forum, say hi, and ask us questions.
We love
If
you.
you think they're homosexuals,
Oh my.
post, and we'll have a poll.
We'll have a poll. Alright, let Jake go set up the poll right now. Go and vote if you think we're homosexuals. Sexicals.
See, it works.
Homosexual. Homo what?
Douchebags.
Alright, if we get over 100 votes saying we're homosexuals, Jake and I will kiss each other on webcam when I go down there for the launch.
Oh.
What
Oh
the
God, I don't
fuck
want to
did
see
you
that.
just get me into?
Oh God.
So we gotta have over 100 positive votes.
That's not that
So-
many. Watch it just go on Reddit. And just
Kim, this is on Reddit. Alright.
This
That'll
is
do it for
this is
that.
a contract
Do it for this
agreement.
week.
They will also
See
give
you.
a Robin
Our
Tug.
next episode will be after Star Wars launches, and we'll have a lot more content to talk about.
Didn't I just say we weren't
Look
homosexual?
forward to seeing you there.
Oh my god.
Alright, I stopped it.
Alright, hold on. Alright, later guys.